Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me today for our math lesson in Chapter 11. Chapter 11 is all about perimeter and area. And today we're going to be talking about perimeter. And you're going to need a few things that are different from what we usually get. You're going to need your writing journal and either a marker, maybe a highlighter, or if you want, you can always just use a pencil or a pen. So you choose which instrument you'd like to write with, gather the things you need, and pause the video. Welcome back, guys. So you should have these things in front of you. And I said we were going to talk about perimeter today. So let's discuss what a perimeter is. And as you can see, I drew a picture of what perimeter is around the word. Perimeter is the total distance around something. You can think of it as like the outline of something. And these measurements, when you add it all up together, equals the perimeter. So let's take a look at some things that have a perimeter. You can put a perimeter of a fence around your house. That fence that you put up around your house is kind of like a perimeter because it shows the outline of where your house is. Those of you who love soccer, a soccer field has a perimeter. That outline on the outside shows the measurement around the soccer field. It has that perimeter, right? Basketball, one of my favorite sports, also has a perimeter. These lines show the perimeter of the basketball court, okay? And then let's think about just places. The United States alone, our country, has a huge perimeter. You see the outline of all of these different states? That's their perimeter. And California, right down here, right over here in purple, this is the perimeter or the outline of our state. Okay, so there are a lot of things in our lives that have a perimeter, or basically the distance, the total distance around something. So let's take a look at some examples that we can do in our writing journal. And the page that we're going to use is this one right here. We're going to use the grid pages. Okay, so you might have been asking yourself, Mrs. Santos, what are we using this for? This is what we're going to do. We're going to do some practice of perimeter on here. I'm choosing these two colors to use because it is Caesar's birthday and I thought maybe I'd use his favorite colors. So let's start off by saying that one square, one side of this square, one side of this square, one side of this square, and one side of this square is all equal to the measurement of 1 centimeter. So because we're only doing one side of it, it's 1. If we do the other side, it's 1. The bottom, it is 1 centimeter, and the side is 1 centimeter. So now that we have the measurement of each side of our shape, now it's time to find the perimeter. Okay, we're not even done yet. So we're going to try to find the perimeter. And the way we do this is by adding up all of the sides. So we just add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. And that gives us the total distance around it, or what we call the perimeter. So let's add those 1 centimeters. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. All right, I know it's so hard. But 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. And because we use the measurement centimeter, we want to end our sum with the word centimeter, or cm for short. Okay, so 4 centimeters is the perimeter of this shape. But remember, it's only one side. So let's do this. Ready? Let's kind of use another part of our page. And I'm going to go right here. Instead of one side of the square, I'm going to use 2. So there we go. I have 2. And I'm going to go down 2, across 2, and go up 2. So now my measurement is no longer 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. We have the top part that measures 2 squares long, so that's 2 centimeters. We have the side that measures 2 squares long, so that's 2 centimeters. The bottom measures only 2 squares, so it's another 2 centimeters. And then the side measures out to be 2 squares long, so it's 2 centimeters. And again, to find the perimeter, you have to add all of the sides up. So what is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. You could skip count by 2's to figure out the answer. So 2, 4, 6, 8. The perimeter of this shape is 8 centimeters. Remember to always end it in its measurement that we're adding it in. Okay? Let's try something a little different this time. Now, instead of doing the same measurements on each side, let's do a shape that measures out to be 1, 2, 3 centimeters long and only 2 centimeters long on the side. Let's close up our shape. Here we go. And now let's count how many centimeters long the top is. Remember, each square is equal to 1 centimeter. So we're just going to count ones. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 centimeters long. On the side here, we have 1, 2. That's 2 centimeters long. On the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, and that's 3 centimeters long. And then the side, we have 1, 2 squares, so it's 2 centimeters long. And remember, perimeter just means we have to add all these sides up. So let's write our problem over here. 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. And I know that does look like a really, really long equation, doesn't it? But the best way to break this down is by adding the smaller numbers together or adding numbers that you know you can get to the easiest answer. So for example, what I mean is if I were to take this 3 and this 2 and I added it together, I know that it equals 5. That means this 3 and this 2 added together equals 5 as well. So now all I have left to do is do 5 plus 5. And 5 plus 5 is so easy. It equals 10. And remember, we were adding centimeters, so the answer is 10 centimeters. So what happens then? Let's keep working down our page here. What happens if my shape is kind of all weird like this? Ready? What happens if I have a shape that's 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters long? So make sure you do that. 3 centimeters long. And then it does something crazy. Ready? It goes 2 centimeters long. And then 1 centimeter long. And then another 2 centimeters long. And then 4 centimeters this way. So make sure you draw that shape on your paper. And let's put the measurements here. So the top of this shape is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares long. So it's 4 centimeters. This side right here is 1, 2, 3 centimeters long. So we put 3 centimeters here. Now remember, the perimeter is just the outline of something. So we have to measure this side, this little side, this side, and this side. Every single outside part is what we measure. So let's do this little short side right here, which is only 1 2 squares long, so that means it is 2 centimeters long. How about this little itty bitty side right here? It's only 1 centimeter long, right? 1 centimeter. The bottom here is 2 squares long, so that's 2 centimeters. And then the side right here is 4 centimeters long. So we write 4 centimeters. Now, if you thought this was a really long equation, look at this one. We're going to add up every single side that we see here. So all these numbers we're going to add together, starting with 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. Okay, remember all these numbers just came from each side of this shape. I basically just copied it from here and I put it here, 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 here. There's the 1 centimeter, here, here, 2, and 4. And now, again, it looks like a lot, but I think if I add several numbers together, I should be able to figure this out faster. For example, I'm going to start by adding this 1 and this 2, and I think I'm even going to add this 2 right here. 1 plus 2 plus 2. Well, I know 2 plus 2 is 4, and then adding one more equals 5. So I'm going to write that 5 plus, I'm now going to put in all these other numbers that I didn't add yet. So 4 plus 3 plus 4. So now I can add all of that up. Well, I know 5 plus 4 is 9, and I know 3 plus 4 equals 7. So now all I have to do is add 9 plus 7, and that equals 16. Remember, we're using the centimeter measurement, so I'm going to write cm for centimeters. And that's how you find perimeter. It's so easy. If you know how to add, you can totally do centimeters, or you can totally do perimeter. You can totally do perimeter. So let's take a look at our math homework. And it's math lesson 11.1 right here at the top. And it's asking you to find the perimeter of the shape. Each unit is 1 centimeter. And when they talk about the unit, they're just talking about each square. Okay, each square is 1 centimeter long. So for example, you see in number 1 here, each unit at the top totals out to be 6. On the side, it's 5. On the bottom, it's 4. And then there's those wacky sides. We have 2 and 2, and then 3. Adding all of that up together, 6 plus 5 plus 4, plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 is going to equal 22. Okay? Let's do number 3 together. So remember, each square or each unit counts as 1. So let's count up the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the top measures to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The side measures out to be 5. The bottom here, 1, 2, measures out to be 2. This side right here, 1, 2. This measures out to be 2. Look at this, 1, 2. Here's another 2. 1, 2. There's another 2. 1, 2. There's 2. Let's count the squares on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. So we're going to add all these numbers up to get our perimeter. Now you could do that by writing 6 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. Or you can do some mental math, right? So if you add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, you know that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You know that the 2 5s equal 10, and the 6 you can add there. And now you can find the perimeter.